Four news stories from Ethiopia. Firstly, today International Women's Day is being celebrated. Ethiopian women have gone through a lot in the past 1 year or so, especially women in Tigray and Amhara and in Afar as well. Secondly, Fano militia has warned the government. It has released a statement. The statement has come after the killing of a Fano coordinator in Mota town of Amhara region. Thirdly, just a short while ago, Ethiopian PM Abiy spoke with Antonio Guterres, UN Secretary General. What was the agenda of this talk? Fourthly, a rally has been held, a protest in Calgary, Canada. The protest has been carried out by Ethiopian diaspora members, and the protesters accused government of being involved in the killing of Amhara civilians in Vailega, in other parts of Ethiopia. And lastly, Abune Mercurius, fourth patriarch of Ethiopian Orthodox Church, will be laid to rest on Sunday. A ceremony will be held at Mescal Square as well. Holy Synod office just a short while ago released a statement about the preparations for farewell and funeral arrangements of Abune Mercurius. First, viewers, today is the 8th of March. International Women's Day is 8th of March. Women in Tigray and in Amhara have gone through a lot. It's very sad that we have seen incidents of rape, sexual abuse against women, both in Tigray and Amhara regions. But so far, perpetrators have not been brought to justice. So while Ethiopia is celebrating this day, Ethiopia should announce any actions if it has done something to point out, to bring to justice those who are involved in sexual violence against women in Tigray and in Amhara. Members of all parties to ongoing Ethiopian conflict have been involved in sexual violence against women. We have seen reports about Eritrean soldiers, Ethiopian government soldiers, that they committed rapes and other gender-based violence in Tigray when ENDF and forces were in Tigray. Then Tigray forces entered Amhara and we saw similar incidents. All parties, their members are involved in this violence against women. And today, on the 8th of March, all parties must condemn what happened. What we are seeing is that Tigray is condemning what happened in Tigray. Amhara region is condemning what happened in Amhara. There is no body which could bring to justice the perpetrators. How will they be captured? How will they be pointed out? How will they be imprisoned? How will they be sentenced? I am personally not very optimistic that criminals behind violence against women in Tigray and Amhara will be punished. I don't think so. All parties are involved in this violence. Women of Tigray and Amhara have suffered in terms of sexual violence, and women of Afar are suffering in terms of displacements. Secondly, viewers, Amhara militia, Fano, has released a statement. We know that a coordinator of this militia, a coordinator of a town, was killed in a shootout with the government forces in Mota town around 24 hours ago. Some police officials were killed too in the shootout. Now, Uh, we have seen actions from government forces against Fano in the past few days. It seems government has decided to launch a crackdown on Fano. Fano has now released a statement. What is Fano saying? Fano says, firstly, the government has failed to provide safety and security to the people of Ethiopia. The government is doing what TPLF was doing to Fano. Fano recruitment, training, arming will continue. It is good for the people of Ethiopia, for the people of Amhara. Fano further says TPLF is making preparations for another invasion. So if now Fano is if now there is crackdown against Fano, it means that the government is supporting TPLF. Fano is calling upon the people of Amhara region and people of Ethiopia to put pressure upon the government. Fano says that it is considering starting legal action against government officials, against government bodies, which are involved in crackdown against Fano. It says that in 3 regions this crackdown is underway. North Shoa zone of Amhara region, almost entire Gojam, and South Gondar. In these 3 zones, severe crackdown on Fano is underway. No mention of Wollo. We know that in Wollo as well, South Wollo, some Fano members, their top members, they are in detention. So the government has decided to press ahead with disarming Fano, with controlling Fano, with keeping Fano under pressure. Fano is resisting. It's a very important moment, viewers. What would be the next strategy of Fano? That remains to be seen. So far, we saw in Mota town that when government forces tried to disarm that Fano coordinator, Fano members from the town and from neighboring towns, they reached the spot where this confrontation was underway in large numbers, and we saw large number of Fano members arrive in Mota. So Fano is definitely trying to be more organized to counter this operation by government forces. Let's see. Fano is so far warning that it will continue its activities. It's calling upon the people of Amhara and Ethiopia to pressurize government to stop it from its actions against Fano. Another important news story is about telephone conversation between Antonio Guterres, UN Secretary General, and Ethiopian PM Abiy. Who made this call? PM Abiy or Antonio Guterres? That's not clear. But PM Abiy has not released a statement so far. UN Geneva office has released a statement. So the call might have been initiated from UN side, it seems. Antonio Guterres says that 2 points came under discussion in the phone call. Firstly, humanitarian situation, that it must be improved. Secondly, national dialogue. Now, what was the purpose of this call? 2 main purposes. Firstly, Tigray under blockade. Tigray government is issuing statements that it is running out of its patience. People are in famine, and it is left with no option but to start military offensives. So that is why perhaps a message being sent to PM Abiy that he should open humanitarian corridors, that siege should be lifted. Or another reason behind this call could be some progress which has been made between Tigray and Ethiopian government in indirect talks. PM Abiy might be taking Antonio Guterres on board. We have seen that in the past as well when PM Abiy released prisoners like Jawar, Beklegarba, and Sabatnaga on the 7th of January. Before that, he called former US envoy to the Horn of Africa, Jeffrey Feltman. He invited him to Ethiopia. So either there is some progress in the talks, and that is why the two leaders contacted, or Antonio Guterres is trying to send a message to PM Abiy's government that the siege should be lifted, otherwise it could have serious consequences. Fourthly, viewers, a rally has been taken out, a protest in Calgary, Canada. You can see some pictures on screen. It was held, I think, 48 hours ago. The protest was held in front of City Hall in Calgary, and it was held to condemn Amhara civilian casualties, Amhara genocide alleged in Ethiopia. We know that in Valaga, Amharas are being displaced from Valaga, and Amhara officials, Amhara region-based groups, they say that Oromo regional government, Oromo Liberation Army are involved in genocide, alleged genocide and displacement of Amharas from Valaga. So now protests are being carried out not only in Ethiopia but outside Ethiopia as well. Last viewers, Abune Mercurius, fourth patriarch of Ethiopian Orthodox Church, passed away. His funeral ceremony will be held on Sunday. Just a short while ago, Holy Synod officially released a statement. It says that on Saturday at Mescal Square of Addis Ababa, farewell program will be held, where a large number of people are expected to participate. Then on Sunday in Holy Trinity Cathedral, Abune Mercurius will be laid to rest. Thanks for watching.